Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's New Year's Day 2017. At least it's New Year's Day on the Gregorian calendar, which the world now goes by. Anyhow, last night in the United States, New Year's Eve, the big national news story was the terrorist attack in Istanbul, Turkey. Supposedly 39 people killed. Last night they were saying at least 35. They gave us one crisis actor who said he got shot in the leg. He spoke perfect English with no accent. I'm telling you, Truth Seeker, that news story, 100% fake, 100% fiction, created for the people of the United States of America to give them that needless scare just before they went out and celebrated last night, and to further the ongoing agenda, the post 9/11 agenda of instilling in the minds of the masses that there's an Islamic boogeyman out there that needs to be dealt with. In truth, there is no Islamic boogeyman. What there is worldwide are Zionist Jews, Freemasons controlling your government, your media, your police, who conspire to scare you. And they do that for control, for power, for wealth. Scaring people into a fictional boogeyman creates needless wars. It creates the reasoning for changing laws to take away rights and liberties, and in their place to give new laws to spy on the people and keep track of them. And instead of investing in schools and food and things that benefit humanity, we invest in police and weaponry, and invest in creating fake news and fake scares, paying off crisis actors to sell us out. So anyhow, last night they were saying at least 35 killed. Last night I put out a video showing the significance of 35, 39, and 42. I said surely the death count will change. It is now 39 dead. Let's talk about why they're saying 39 dead. And then we'll again watch the crisis actor who speaks perfect English with no Turkish accent saying he got shot in the leg. That is definitive proof of what a hoax this is. So why 39 dead? We're going to get to that. And notice, in all of these false flag shootings, it's the same protocol. There's a shooting, there's a bombing, and then there's a manhunt. And they're saying last night's shooter was a lone shooter dressed in a Santa Claus outfit. I mean, how far away is that guy going to get? Nobody saw the guy with the gun in the Santa Claus outfit. I mean, this stuff is just such a joke. The reason they have all these manhunts that go on for 24, 48 hours a week, it's because there's nobody even out there. There was no shooting. There was no attack. It was just police officers. It was just media. It was just government officials. And then creating these mysterious boogeymen, these fictional characters, like a Santa Claus. Just wait until I show you how Santa Claus in gematria sums to 39. But anyhow, this happened in Istanbul on New Year's Day, supposedly at 1:15 in the morning, which we'll get to. Yesterday, or today's date, New Year's Day, day with 39 numerology. 39. 39 dead. 39 books in the Old Testament, which the Jewish faith goes by. Jewish Zionists control your media. Jewish Zionists hate Islam. That's why they're teaching the world, using the media they control, to hate Islam as they do. The real terrorists in this world are in Israel and in world governments. What we need to do as a people is wake up to what the Jewish Zionist agenda is. All these people need to be held accountable. They need to be removed from media, from government. They can never hold positions there again. These people are evil tyrants. They've lost their privilege. I hope by the end of 2017, I'm sitting in the White House running a homeless shelter out of it. And all the Zionist Jews are out of the building. All the Zionist Jew lovers like Donald Trump are out of the building. And I hope the same thing is going on worldwide. That's my goal in 2017 on New Year's Day. That's my resolution, to put an end to this bullshit by waking up the masses in this year. The White House will be a homeless shelter. Fuck you, federal government. Bunch of Zionist Jew sellouts who's in our federal government. Santa gunman. We got to check the gematria on Santa gunman. I forgot to run that one. The Santa gunman. Let's see what we got here. 35. They said at least 35 dead last night. Istanbul equals 35. We'll talk about 35 in a moment. 125. It's another number for a different discussion, but the 35 definitely stands out. If you do the S exception on Santa gunman, plus 9 more, it sums to 44, like kill, like shooting, like officer, and I'm sure that whoever was dressed up in the Santa costume, if this really happened, was a police officer or a federal government agent. Santa gunman, what a joke. So anyhow, Santa Claus in Pythagorean gematria sums to 21, and if you do the S exceptions, there's 2 S's, so you add plus 9 more for each one. Santa Claus is 39. Going with the date, numerology of January 1st, 2017. Going with the fictional amount reported dead. Talked about this last night. I'm not surprised it's here at all. I didn't know last night that it was a Santa Claus. That was the latest. Notice also that Santa Claus in what's known as English Sumerian gematria on the Writing the Beast calculator, also known as Satanic gematria, Santa Claus equals 666. Remember, Easter Bunny equals 144. When you add the first 144 decimal points of pi, it sums to 666. The word prophecy has gematria of 666. The Zionist Jews see themselves as fulfilling prophecy, building their Jewish world order, their Masonic world order, hoaxing the people of the world. To them, this is all fulfilling prophecy. It's because these people are insane. In the final book of the Bible, Revelation, the 66th book, it says, the man who has wisdom will calculate the number of the beast, 666. And here's how you calculate the number of the beast. Think about where the biggest New Year's celebration goes on in the world. New York City. And this news story was coming out about 9 p.m. last night, just before 9 p.m. on the East Coast, people gathering in New York. How many people do you think saw this news and then got a little more anxiety? Oh my God, could there be a gunman in New York? Could there be a bomb in New York? You see every year all these fearmongers saying, expect an attack in New York City on New Year's Eve. Understand the powers that be who govern over us, they govern with hoax and creating false fear. They don't normally kill people because then if they did, they'd have angry families investigating what's really going on. It's easier to just make it up and scare people because how are you going to check in this world? You know, most people just believe everything that comes through the TV. Plus, the world's so large, there's so many people, it's hard to verify things. Very easy to make up some fictional characters. But anyway, just notice that New York is 666. You know, the big scare with the Santa Claus in Istanbul. New York also has the gematria of 39. So does the word empire. New York's date of establishment, July 26, 1788. 7 plus 2 plus 6 plus 1 plus 7 plus 8 plus 8 is 39. The United Nations in New York's 39 floors tall. MSG for Madison Square Garden, 39. There's so many things that are 39 and 93 in New York City. NY 39. Every New York Super Bowl has been coded to the number 39. Every New York Super Bowl win, which there's 5 of, all coming back to 39. Big number in World Series history for New York. Just a huge number for New York is 39. Turkey, major U.S. ally, the biggest U.S. ally in the Mideast region. This story targeted for Americans. That's why they had a crisis actor who was likely from America, speaking perfect English with no accent. Talked about last night why they used the word dozens killed. Dozens has the same gematria as death and killing. Again, this happened in a nightclub on New Year's. Nightclub 42, New 42. The big G in the middle of the Freemason compass and square represents 42. Zionism is 42. This is an agenda for the New World Order, which is a Masonic, Jesuit, Zionist-Jewish world order. Before any of this happened, I said 2017 is going to be the year of Israel. Every year is truly the year of Israel, but this year is going to be the biggest year of Israel. They got plans. Israel has plans to expand, to kill more Muslims in its name. I hope by the end of 2017, Israel doesn't exist anymore. Surprise plans for Israel. We'll see. I'm a big dreamer. It can happen if people wake up. Notice Zionism is 42. Israel's the Zionist terrorist state. Here's our English-speaking actor, horrible actor. His quote was, "Crazy people shooting everything." Let's just check it out. Let's see if it means anything. Crazy people shooting everything. Is that the quote? 166. Awesome. Like secret society. Number coded all over September 11th. 166. Crazy people shooting everything. Anyway, they say that happened at 1:15 in the morning. 1:15. Killing equals 1:15. That's also the 75th minute of the day. Remember, the Freemasons, that's what the New World Order is. The New World Order is an old world order, a Freemasonic alliance. New World Order equals 75. So does order out of chaos, the Freemason motto. Create the problem and then provide the solution. That's what September 11th was. That's what all of these false flag terror attacks are. Creating a problem and then proposing the solution. Wars, taking away your rights, spying on you. This is what it is to live under the Jewish, Zionist, Masonic world order. Last night they reported 35 people were killed and 40 wounded. What's that add up to? 35 people plus 40 people is 75 people at the 75th minute of the day. Completely coded out story. And just in case I've forgotten to say, there's 39 books in the Old Testament which the Jewish faith goes by. Revelation based on the 39 books of the Old Testament. Remember, United States equals 40. The name of the club, Reina, gematria 47 like France. This reminds us of the false flag terror hoax, Friday the 13th, Paris, France, November 13th, 2015. We're coming up on another Friday the 13th, January 13th, 12 days from today. Span of 13 days from this attack. From the Paris attack to this incident, 1 year, 1 month, 19 days, 113% of the year, 59 weeks, the word kill equals 59. If you take the Christmas Eve date numerology, 12 plus 31 plus 16, it equals 59, like the word kill. It was New Year's Eve in the U.S. when we were hearing this story about killing. Also notice that it's 113% of a year. Just want to bring this point up. If you go back and watch all my videos, which are still up on the Paris terror attack hoax, 113 was coded on everything. 113 was the number just coded into everything about that attack. And remember, Scottish Rite Freemasonry came to power in France. Scottish equals 113, mainstream 113, green screen 113, dishonest 113, number often coded into false flags. That attack in Paris was on Friday the 13th, 223, like the synagogue of Satan, the name for the false Jews from the 66th book of the Bible, Revelation, the book where it teaches you how to calculate the number of the beast, or at least hints at it. But anyway, 223, number of the Freemasons and Zionist Jews. Israel is the nation for the synagogue of Satan. That's who the false Jews are, the people in Israel. The real Jews of the world, dark-skinned, read your Bible, clearly the black people of the world. And look at what the Zionist Jews do with their media. Demonize black people, scare people about black people, make black people seem dumb, dangerous, over-sexualized. There's a reason the Zionist Jews have taught everybody to hate black people and love them. It's because they've stolen their identity. So anyway, Friday the 13th, 223, the Synagogue of Satan, 223, Masonic 223. Notice a reshuffling of those numbers is 232 for Satan, Synagogue of Satan. Freemasonry also sums to 67 like satanic. Notice that Freemason equals 96 like Satanism, like nightclub where this shooting happened. Nightclub also sums to 42 like new, as we talked about. If you take all the numbers that divide into 42 and add them together, they sum to 96. The ranging degrees of Scottish Rite Freemasonry are 31, 32, 33, summing to 96. If you don't think Scottish Rite Freemasons created our English alphabet, you are not thinking. Remember, English equals 74, Gematria 74, Masonic 74, Jewish 74, Occult 74, Killing 74. And again, this nightclub, the name of it, Gematria 47, just like France, the Freemasons have something called Euclid's 47th problem about how to establish foundation. France, the foundational nation of Scottish Rite Freemasonry. The word foundation equals 47, framework 47, authority 47. Special number. The word radio equals 47. What's the big landmark in France? A radio tower. And for any French people going, well, we don't speak English in France. Remember, France isn't the language of the New World Order. English is. English is. And yeah, a lot of people do speak English in France. It might not be your native language, but the native language of the New World Order is English. That's why they teach it worldwide. That's why they call it spelling. They got us under a spell. Somehow this coding, it's impacting people's minds. They can't see through the very obvious lies that are broadcast to them daily through the tube that they're addicted to. The TV equals 42. T's 20, V's 22. Add together 42 like Freemason. The TV, a weapon of control, just like the Bible, the original printed Bibles, 42-line Bibles. The New Testament begins with 42 generations to Jesus. New Testament equals 42. Anyway, let's go through the numbers again. 35 people. Istanbul equals 35. Last night they said 35 killed. When you write out 35, it sums to 142. When you write out 39, it sums to 142. When you write out 42, nightclub equals 42, Freemason 42, new 42. When you write out 42, it sums to 142. When you write out terrorist, it sums to 142. And before this happened, I just uploaded a video saying, or I was criticizing a CNN article exposing what was wrong with it, about 142 things that happened in 2016. I was talking about the coding in that article, Donald Trump, what the significance of Donald Trump being the president means for the world, for the New World Order, for the nation of Israel. They're calling Donald Trump the first Jewish president. He said nobody loves Israel more than him. And I bet you nobody's been fucked in their ass more by Zionist Jews than Donald Trump either. There's a reason that orange Oompa Loompa idiot is the president of the United States, and it's not because he's smart or a leader. It's because he's willing to get bent over, be a puppet, take it up his ass for this gang of assholes. If you don't know that the Zionist Jews are into ass fucking and model a lot of what they do around that, you need to privy yourself to that. Your dollar bills in the U.S., the way they're cut has everything to do with ass fucking. And you can doubt me on this, but look it up. This is a true story. The original cut of hot dogs, which look a lot like dicks, the original standard cut of hot dogs by the meat packing industry, a dollar bill wraps around it perfectly. 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 And it's not a coincidence. They're feeding you poison, fucking you in your ass. They got you worshiping dollar bills that are based on nothing. Kind of like tokens for slaves. The whole society is fucking you in your ass. The purpose of your existence is to keep the Zionist Jews afloat, who have a belief system that everybody who's not part of their gang is a goy, and the purpose of the goys are to be the slaves for the Zionist Jews. The Zionist Jews are not to work. They are to live off of the wealth created by the goys, who are a lesser people. And the Zionist Jews control your media, mock you, give you programming that's designed for somebody with a third grade education level, scare you needlessly, give you all this fear programming, tax you over the top, poison you, tell you you can't even know what's in your food. And everybody just nods along and goes with it. Says, this is good enough for me. So anyhow, we wanted to look up what the club name meant, and it means the word queen. Right now, the queen, it's been reported that she's sick. And just weeks ago, I said the queen's going to die very soon. It's obvious that Prince dying on her birthday is a sign that she will die and the prince will replace her as the king. And, this club name, it connects to France. It connects to the word queen. The queen's sick right now. I don't think the queen's going to make it to 91. Before we even got these headlines about the queen being sick, I said why we'd see the queen die at age 90 and how it was connected to the death of Princess Diana. Just put out that video less than a month ago. But some of my people who watched the video last night, thank you to these people. They caught some things. They noticed there's something called the Reign of Terror in 1793 in France. Reign of Terror. 93, super important number to the Zionist Jews, number of Saturn, keeper of time. This person makes the parallels with Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, the diamond heist in Paris, France, which was a major hoax. Took that apart the day it happened. And then this person also making the same connection. You know, Reina means queen, queen's sick. People are on it. That's why we spread the knowledge, Truthseeker, so more and more people can see. Let's close this out by watching this horrible crisis acting. Make sure we got our volume pumped up here so you can hear it. Here we go, Truthseeker. Watch how bad this is.
I got shot in the leg, man. These crazy people came in shooting everything. I don't know. I saw one person there shooting. I'm hiding.
I mean, just how bad is it? How bad is it? You can just tell he's not in pain. Just everything is out of sync. The body language, his words, looking very Jewish, just like the Hollywood actors, just like the people who control your media. This news is made for an American audience. Those are the people glued to their TV, the people waiting for the next fear story, the people who want to live in fear, who want to fall for this very obvious propaganda, who want to hate on Muslims, who are the most peaceful people on earth. You know, you go to Muslim nations, you know what? There's no homeless people there. You know why? Because in their religion, you have to take people in. It doesn't matter what their beliefs are. You just take care of people. What's the belief system in Christianity? That you believe in Jesus and God sent a man to die on the cross for your sins so you can go on being a gluttonous sinner. And you don't need to believe in anything else. And you don't need to care about anyone else. You know, look at the United States. Homeless people all over. You can't find a homeless person in any Middle East nation. You can find millions of homeless people all over this country. Christianity. Here we go.
More than 36 people killed, many more wounded in a nightclub attack early Sunday. The assailant opened fire during a New Year celebration. The governor of Istanbul province saying the gunman entered the club and attacked innocent people, calling it a cruel, cold-blooded act. Turkey is still recovering from a recent wave of terrorist attacks that have left many citizens weary.
So, Turkey, I talked about it all year. They had so many terrorist attacks by the numbers on them. Remember, the first was January 12th, 2016, 1/12112. You just saw the van drive by with the 112 on it. That's the emergency dialing code in Turkey, as it is most nations of the world. Even in the United States, if you dial 112, you'll be connected to 911. Reminding you how on September 11th, 2001, there was the false flag terror attack against the United States. And look at this. Again, it was the Jewish Zionists responsible. Very clear. Your own media told you from day one with the story of the dancing Israelis. The people from Israel who were filming the September 11th attack from New Jersey and then just got sent back to their own country. You know? Tisha B'Av is the Jewish holy day of remembrance of the destruction of the two temples. Tisha B'Av in Jewish gematria sums to 911, 911. It's to remember the destruction of the two temples on the same supposed date in history. Think about 911, the destruction of the two towers. Jewish Zionists have always run the U.S., and they've always run it by the numbers. They always use biblical prophecy to code their madness. These people are sick tyrants. The reason they do it is, if you read the Bible, it's all about fulfilling Jewish prophecy, the prophecy of Zion. It's not hard to see who runs the Christians. The Christians, their real God, are the Zionist Jews. That's why they always defend this group. You know, Christianity, ready to go to war for whatever the Zionist Jews tell them to go to war with. Ready to hate the Muslims when the Zionist Jews tell them to. It's not hard to see who owns the Christians.
This attack is, of course, a horrible development, but not shocking to many Turks who chose to stay inside this New Year's Eve.
Officials say the attacker shot and killed a police officer guarding the front gate. A security camera captured.
No, false, acting, police equals 33, like masonry, like secrecy, like false flag. I guarantee you the man in the Santa Claus uniform is police as well.
Moment the gunman, dressed in dark clothing, dashed into the nightclub as bullets ricocheted in the street. More than a dozen of the dead are foreign.
And if any of you are watching that saying, well, what was that? What did I just see? Hello, people. We live in the age of special effects. They plan these things out. It's like you've never seen a movie before. The same people who run your news are the same people who run Hollywood, and they make their movies look a lot more realistic. All these shootings, no gun sound, no recoil, no bullets. Don't forget what age or what day and age you're living in,
Nationals. There have been no claims of responsibility. The fate of the attacker also unclear. Turkey faces numerous battles across different fronts. Not only has the Syrian conflict and refugee crisis spilled over, but Turkey is also battling ISIS and Kurdish militants. Both staged attacks in
ISIS, Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. I'm going to do another video later today showing you the significance of ISIS to Freemasonry. Major tribute to ISIS in the Freemasonic Lodge in Washington, D.C. There is no Islamic boogeyman. Most of these ISIS characters that they show us, they all look Jewish. They're all Mossad. They're all people from Israel. I mean, just think about that. Supposedly their sworn enemy is supposed to be the people in Israel. The whole region is close to Israel. Why are there so few attacks on Israel? If there was really a threat out there, they'd be going to war with Israel every day. They'd be attacking Israel every day. Doesn't happen because Israel is ISIS. And Islamic people are peaceful.
Turkey, which is still reeling from a bloody and failed military coup in July.
And remember, the military coup was all staged. I took that apart, got videos on it, showed you how it was all synced up with the United States and what's going on here. Don't be deceived, Truthseeker, If you saw it on the TV, it's not real. The TV doesn't report on things that are real. Reports on agenda, planned terror attacks. I'm telling you, in 2017, if we can wake up enough people, we're taking this all down. The Vatican, the White House, they'll both be homeless shelters by the end of the year. Time to get rid of this New World Order government. Enough's enough. Until next time.